Hi YouTube. The most Raylib tutorials show you how to build a complete game step by step. That's good, but often you end up copying the code without understanding what you have made. That's why I make a tutorial on my own and show you how I learned it on my own. Okay, this is part 1. In this part I will show you what the main loop is, how the main structure of the code is made, and how you create the window. In the first line we can see I included the Raylib library. Here is the main function. This is the first function what runs in the code. Here we have the window size. Here we create the window. We set the width and the height and the title of the window. Now we set the target FPS, so how many frames we have in the program, and the while loop, and that's the main loop. The main loop is really simple. It runs the whole time and makes always the same things. In the beginning, it creates inputs. After that, it begins drawing. It deletes the whole screen, ends the drawing. After that, when the window should be open, it begins drawing, clear the background, draw the new things, and ends the drawing. If we close the window, this will get false and it closes the window. Now I will show you how you can draw things on the program. This is really simple because it's basically just English. Those are a little bit complicated at the first time, but if you write them down and read it, you learn them extremely fast. I begin with the draw rectangle because it's the most easy one. You just write draw rectangle. The first parameter is the x. So where will we draw it? So I want it on 0 and I want the y on 0. So how high do we want to draw it? We want the rectangle 10 high and the width also 10. And now the last thing is the color. As an example, I want the color blue. A semicolon at the end, and it should work. If we open the program, you can see there is a really small rectangle on the top angle of the screen. I will show you now a picture what represents the canvas of the program. As you can see, the we start every time at the top left corner. We go to the right with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and to go on, and down the same. If we do as an example, make it on the x 100, and there's the y also 100, or we can make 200. It should draw it here. 200 down, because the y is the second, and 100 from the side from the x. We can also make it bigger. As an example, we want the width 100 and 200 and the y 200. We have this. This is basically everything what you need to know. The same is for circles. I added here between the begin drawing and the end drawing after the clear background. So draw circle. The X is 300 and the Y is 300 and the width and the radius is 10 and the color is green. That's it. Now we should have a small circle here in 300, 300. The same works also for text. You can use draw text. The first parameter is the text what you want to write. As an example. Then we have the X. It's on 50, 50. And the color is blue. We can make it orange. Oh no, the text size. Sorry. 30. Yeah. So we have the parameter for the text, the X, Y, and the font size, and the color of the text. So the third and last part is about inputs. You can use inputs to control objects, make logic, and go on. For that, we just make a new variable. I make it here. Int rectangle x is rectangle x is 100 and the same for the y position. Now we don't hard code the position, we give them the position variable. You will see it works the same because we have the same numbers in there. 100, 100 as before. Now we can add logic. So here, before that, because it's not in the drawing, it's the logic. The if is key down and the parameter key, as an example, A, we can do logic in there. So when this button is pressed, we want to do the X position, to add 1 to the X position. So when we start this, it should make those variables. If the key is A is pressed, it adds 1 to the position X, then begins the drawing, draws a rectangle, draws it, draws the other objects, and ends the drawing. If the window is open, it restarts, looks if the key is pressed, begins the drawing, resets the background, and draws the new shape. So we have a fluid game. I can try it now. The console opens, and now I can try. If I press A, you can see the rectangle moves. Now I can add another one. If I press D, this should go up, and with A, it should lower. So we have a movement what goes to the left and to the right. If I restart this, I can move this to both sides. For mouse inputs, you have to add the not is key down, is mouse button down. Then we have the mouse button left. Yeah, the mouse button left. I want to add the Y position. So now I can move it to the both sides, and when I press the mouse, it goes down. If you want to see more videos, write it in the comments or follow me. Give me feedback, and if you want to come in my Discord, the link is in the description.